guess this is the vlog style content for the day. I um I don't have a lot going on this day, but I do have a few things in mind that I can actually show you that I'll be doing throughout the day. Not too much for now, but I'm going to try to show you as much as possible without shooting myself in the foot with this. But yeah, here we go. See you on the other side. This is the Xanadu project by Ted Nelson. He invented this system which allows a digital document of information to organize itself much more immersively and properly than an actual book or even common TDF usually does in our day and age. He invented this in 1979 with his team, but couldn't develop it any further over time. We're hoping to see if people can pick up this project in the future, and if they can actually pick up Xanadu the way that Ted Nelson had imagined it to be ever since he made these fixtures. May 21st, guys. Stay tuned. It's not a big deal, I guess, but it is for those who care about my work in, clay-based animation. Duh. Can we just take a moment real quick to notice that I don't even notice for myself how far I've come as a person? Like, obviously, okay, I can use this analogy and not know what I'm talking about, but like, I look around, I look around, and my life is obviously completely different from what it used to be. But I don't see that because I'm myself, right? But I think of it as being a bit of a I've always used this phrase before. You remember when I used to say things like unconventional flexibility, that kind of stuff? When I say that, I mean unconventional because the things that we think are supposed to be actualized in our reality are still ideals. Flexibility because, we have more control than we realize. Keeping that in mind, it's like, yeah, life is a bit of unconventional flexibility because you don't want to already think that you are where you need to be or even want to be. You don't have to have that control over anything, let alone your ego telling you from past experiences what you should or should not be doing, even now. But let's be frank here. Do you really want to have that kind of control? Sorry, I almost tripped over. Do you really want to have that kind of control? It's not that you don't have control over anything, but you never needed, wanted, or had control. And the right legal saying that is that you never had, needed, or wanted control. Yeah, so would I say that I'm grateful for where I am right now? Yes. But a lot of what the hardest part about it was being confused because not the consistency came over time on my own way. I have a really weird way defining objective and subjective for stuff, but with that aside, I can get into that later maybe, but or even the videos I didn't get to see yet. Shout out to hiding in private's hiding public's alt, hiding in private's objective versus subjective video, which I never got to see before and never got to anyways because it got deleted or something. But I have a weird way of defining subjective and objective, and I shouldn't have to be like that, but I can get to that later. Like it could be a philosophical video-esque. But the hardest part was being confused because I could enjoy the process of the journey, no matter how messed up or weird it was, or even off the balance. The discomfort fuels me, as I said before. But being confused made it so that I didn't even know for myself. I could trust certain things, but I didn't know how to tell myself if I was in a good center point because I actually was taking care of myself or because I really didn't know what was left over. This is why fear of missing out can still get to me. But, fear of missing out doesn't have to be a fear in itself, but it doesn't have to even be necessary. But the things that I define as being objective and the things that I think of as being necessary don't have to be. I've proven that so far. But if you think about everything that I've never had to do and literally didn't do, doesn't have to apply both either or. FOMO can be pretty bad because then you're just left thinking like, man, they could have it way worse than I do, but I still want you to have those experiences, right? So it's like, what I usually mean by subjective to hint at this is that objective literally means reality, right? And subjective means in your mind. But when I approach these things, I'm like, well, objective in what way? Meaning? Subjective in what way? Nihilism? Subjective in what way? Boundaries? Objective in what way? action orientation, responsibility. Subjective in what way? Being able to know that you're okay in a meditative, calm state. Objective in what way? Being on your toes and alert as much as possible. Subjective in what way? Being Buddhist. You see what I mean? It's like that's a weird way of seeing that shit. It's only literally reality and thought, but I end up defining it differently. So yeah, that's me out in the backyard philosophizing. Just getting this extra long clip for the vlog to go for. And yeah, I will see you in whatever else is coming after this. If not the end of the video. Take care, bye. Alright, that'd be a fair time at the moment today to get into what I read on my Kindle, which I never used for almost 5 years straight or more. But yeah, I finally started downloading ebooks for the first time, even paying for them. And not even using Underground because I'm, not adapted with my freaking Amazon account anymore. That's to say at least. First book we got here is a Shadow House, not light novel, it's actually a manga at this point. We'll get into that, and I'll start casually reading for 1 or 2 pages. I'm already at chapter 4, but it's a short book. It's like 2 books per season arc, or something like that. And yeah, they said that this will be full color. I don't mind that. Of course, you read like a manga, left, right to left. And as you can see, the art is pretty good. Yeah, this catches up to some pretty good scenes in the actual anime. As I've seen the anime first, it wasn't like a only anime or manga at this point. But after reading the Elena light novel, which I can get to later too as well, these can actually get pretty good for both of those mediums. Not saying that either or is good, but just my own depiction of how that works. Okay, how about we go back to... Actually, we can show you the Elena, or I can show you the Elena one. I'm not done with it yet. Yikes. And yeah, these weren't too pricey, but I didn't. As you can see, I also got Bryce Wilson's How to Be a Winner book, and I'll show you that as well in a second. What I want to find, however, is my copy of Wandering Witch. There we go. And let's see where we're at. Chapter 9. Okay, and the light novel goes like this. It's like they'll have highlightings of sections where you can't really tell what they were trying to do, but the good news is that you can still see how fast you read in the book for a chapter at the bottom here, and how fast you even finished. And that's, something that shouldn't have been common knowledge for me, but, I didn't read that fast. So I'll show you how fast I read this light novel. Chapter 9, Apprentice Witch Elena. Obviously my speed reading could be a little different, but yeah. My own story began with a conversation. I think I remember how it went. Congratulations on passing the practical skills exam, Elena. You become the youngest apprentice witch ever. That's incredible. We're so proud of you. The two of them were visibly happy for me when I returned home with a bellflower corsage on my breast. But even now, I remember being in a strange state of mind at the time. So as you can see, it is like a complete scroll. You don't have to worry about pages breaking in, unlike the manga is okay for doing that. They do different stuff with the manga, and as I turn the pages, it'll start try to adjust the learning speed. And once it knows how fast I'm actually reading, if it's even realistic, it'll tell me how short or long in minutes it's gonna take for me to finish each chapter, and then it resets every time it goes to the next chapter. So it can also recall back after you try to go back to the original pages. However you do this, but yeah. So we're gonna show you Bryce's book maybe. Let's see. How to Be a Winner. Shout out to my boy Bryce Wilson on YouTube. He's actually an athlete himself. He's not capping. He's a real world successful athlete, and homeboy of yours truly, Jordan Green, and Ice Cold JT for that one hangout. That was pretty cool. I'm on the second chapter right now, and he's branched and systemized this whole book really well. It's like 3 by 3 by 1 or something like that. It's like 10 principles by 3 different approaches and 3 different examples of how to use those approaches. It's so fucking systematic. It's like there goes my motivation. But it's like 99 or 100 ways to approach every single one, incomplete or more than 100. It's amazing. I'll read this first. I'll read a segment in the bottom towards the bottom. I'll read like a second of one of the. Let me see where it gets pretty good. When you challenge and conquer what you thought was impossible, you discover a new realm of possibility. 6-time Skywriter World Series champion Kaelin Jornet stated, "The tape we smashed when we crossed the line isn't only the one volunteers are holding, also the one we have set our minds." So true, my boys. I bet I get sued for showing these Kindle books in the moment. Actually, let's go back there. Which one should I? I'm gonna maybe show you an actual comic book. I'll show you the. I'll show you The Stranger real quick, because I'm reading that a little bit. It's a bit of an agorism, class theory kind of thing. I have just refused for the third time to see the prison chant playing. I have nothing to say to him. Don't feel like talking, so I'll be seeing him quite soon enough. Anyway, the only thing that interests me now is the problem of circumventing the machine. There's the metal amidst a loophole. They have moved me to another cell. In this one, lying on my back, I can see the sky. And there's nothing else to see. All this time spent watching the slowly changing colors of the skies. Jay moves on the night. I put my hands behind my head, gaze up, and wait. Okay. And The Stranger's pretty cool for that. It's a really engaging book. It feels calm, but he's going through a lot of shit and throughout the book. So it's like, it's not like, if you've ever read like French novels or even like French novels about political ideologies and stuff like that, and that's a book for you. But it's about agorism class theories mostly. It's implied to be agorism class theory or agorism anarchy. So it's like anarchism. Wherever if I upload this video, that's gonna come off a little weird. But yeah, I'm gonna look at Emily Rose one more time, and we'll go back. Let's use the scroll thing. Actually, this is perfect where we are right now. Yeah. I want you to have to read this out loud. Yeah. Ta-da. Gag time. Not even through gagging from that scene right there. Such a scene. And yeah, that should conclude for our Kindle edition of reading. And I can actually show you Soul Stock real quick, or some of the books I have in my room. I'll make a second part for this clip. And yeah, we'll go in my room and read the physical books, and I'll show you what I read in the meantime, and even what I was going to read at other time as well. Take care on the other side. Bye. Now with me I have the collections books from classical literature, sort of, and the Soul Shock book from Jordan Green. And I just want to show you these examples. These are not the only books I'm reading, but I don't read all of them in the same damn day. Actually, it's not at the same time. But that's kind of common sense point. But more emphasizing from there is that I don't actually do all these activities in general in the same days as well. Like I'm going to have to show you exercising in a second, but I don't do all of them every single day, my consistent routine yet. I'm building consistency and routines, but not always one by one. So I'm going to show you a bit of Soul Shock. I'll show you just one poem, and you'll get the bleeding essence of that knowledge and heart in there. Oh, that's his intro. Okay, hold on. This is the very first poem in the book. Love is a choice. I'll maybe show that too, I guess. Love is a choice is the eternal voice that reminds the soul that it is complete and whole. Lost in your eyes, my love complete, traverse the skies until we meet. On cloud 9 and stars align, the perfect constellation, poetic constellations from the soul of my spirit. That voice, I could hear it. And then Soul Shock itself in the name of the book. All I desired, gone in an instant. A connection so real that I can't help but miss it. But what is there to miss? Those fleeting memories of seeing my wish come true in the form of you, twins of a flame. This warmth runs through my soul, illuminating my shadows and bringing out my old traumas. But now you left me, stranded in the darkness, running from my love, just as I do. Divine reflection, this soul connection from out of the blue. Perhaps we will find love again, or perhaps this is the end, a truth hidden by the illusion of time, sock of the soul, and torment of the mind. And that is Soul Shock. And I didn't get Ego Death yet because I couldn't order it on Amazon for some reason, but I'm gonna work on that over time. I think I just got Bryce Wilson's book from the last clip on the ebook Kindle. And yeah, so this reader's collection digest has about 6 or 7 books that you can read in literature. I finished April Morning, an actual April Morning, no cap. It's Toy Brick I started with, but because I knew I'd like it, but April Morning was really good. The thing with April Morning is that you actually see a number of times in the war that he's been. It's kind of like a video game kind of aspect if you want to put it that way, but really it's not too serious of a story. It's just that what happens to him is very serious, but that's serious. But it's like to put it that way. But the kid Adam Cooper, the main character, he evolves pretty well, like from the wars and battles, the battles that he has to go through in his timeline, where he's shooting muskets and rifles, and he's just trying to make sure that he's not getting into too much trouble, even though he still wants to live his life as many children at that age, day and age want to be able to, and teenagers alike, and people who become true men, so to speak. But I'll read one line real quick. Don't you have any interest in the truth, Cooper? He called me Mister, considering that kid was just a flattery. I'm too tired to know what the truth is. A patriot always knows what the truth is. So that actually, this is a pretty complete short story of 6 stories in the whole book that I finished in like a week or two. I took my time with the books. I take my time with all these books. I don't have to read them all at once, but at least not when I'm exercising, which will introduce you in a second the exercise regimen I do lately. But yeah, that's April Morning, almost Torgeka in the whole digest collection, and we also have Soul Shock, and I'll get Eagle Death over time. I'll read Bryce Wilson's How to Be a Winner, and the Shaw's House manga and some other stuff in there, especially The Stranger from that French Agerson book. And we'll see you in yet again one more clip or two. Bye. So I know that like some of you guys are gonna complain that I didn't already finish my shirt or even suggestively clean myself, so to speak, from the looks of me wearing the same shirt over and over. This one at least. Yeah, I'm not the kind of guy who doesn't clean himself. Just gonna keep it. Let's put it that way. I'm not the kind of guy who never cleans themselves. I'm actually my hygiene has suffered over the years. I would say that is and understandably one of my weaknesses, but it's not something that I just like never fucking shower or never brush. Like I'm not that down bad. Like I get down to it when I need to, and it's also a little weak at some point, but I'm not that bad. So just wearing this new shirt for now, so you don't complain about that later. And be like, well, there's too many videos that have only his other shirt. He can't be cross-posting that many times. Maybe not, but yeah. Anyway, this is the exercise segment. We're gonna show you what I do with at least the forearms over time. Since the very beginning of April, which by the way birthed a whole week or more of enough nutrition at one point, which is pretty cool. How fast the gains were coming at the point, but no matter. It is probably true that you do get more gains from no fancy nutrition while exercising. So, but keeping that in mind, I would like to show you what I do with the forearms of the exercise. The leg days will come later, but the first thing I do is I put on these gloves and I start to do 16 reps, wherever you come. Let's just call it 16 times of pulling this cord at about this length with certain fathoms of extra length behind each palm, and I pull this in front of me 16 times, and I pull it above me 16 times, and I stop at the 16th time to hold it for a certain period of immeasurable time, and then I release slowly and then get back. I'll show you, I'll demonstrate. It won't take too long, but it will take a while, so just bear with me. Okay. And since I'm warmed up, I'll be able to do this. Don't mind me doing this in confidence. I kind of might have, by the way, but I used to count out loud. This starts to definitely feel better when you actually use it. I believe I may, yeah. Correcting my fingers to hold it properly helps to not slip it out of my hands, but yeah, it's not so much of an exercise that I need to get gains from. I can get into later, but like there's a lot about this that isn't really great. I mean, the idea of even just exercising in general is very good enough, but the feeling is what most people remember. 7, I think. I think I see that. Let me center that there. 14, 15, and upon 16, if I can make most of these stretches pretty good, that's a good one. But when I started doing this at first, it was not easy to hold this for even like 5 seconds. Not even capping. It was like, even if it was possible, it was still like, and now, as long as I'm not too exhausted from doing the ball, which I'll do in between these which I'll show you how that works. Then it's like, I'm not gonna rush this though, but I just wanted to show you. Uh, you hold it for a certain period of time, however long you like. I do it personally for like maybe half a minute or less, or usually less than that, but yeah. And then when you're ready, you slowly ease in. This is a technique my brother taught me, but I didn't know if it was supposed to apply to every other exercise. But yeah, he did it for dying push-ups, but yeah, or lunges. I don't know what he calls those exercises, but without using the tools and machines, what they call it. At least touch the machine. You gotta at least touch the machine. Shout out to Apple Bob. And we're gonna, in the same clip, we're gonna show you, not do this too long, but I'll show you the realistic amount of time that I might spend on doing this. This ball's almost broken, by the way, after almost more than a month of using it. But this softball that my grandfather gave me, as well as this cord, is something that you can squish with your hand. Yes, a softball squishing motion, which we can overcome, like I said, but you squish the ball probably more concisely than just which can help sometimes, but I don't know, just squish it, practically squish it, just make it have a compact rebound without forcing it or releasing too quickly. And then this is pretty much on average how I do it, but it could be a could not be anywhere else practical than how I would do it, but it doesn't matter as long as I do it. But you do this for each hand. I only have one ball, so I push it back and forth. When I'm done with one hand for a reasonable amount of time or effort, then I switch to the palm I use on. And I do that over and over until I get both hands to either be satisfied or even invigorated by how much pressure has been on the palms and the forearms. And you switch back and forth. Usually I will stop before it gets too hard, or even after it's a little hard, but not overdone for even that. You know what I mean? And this should be pretty demonstratable. Also, yeah, these marks on the ball were already there, but the ones that were gaping, that was over the weeks I was doing since the beginning of April. Yeah, yikes. And I don't have enough time to really show you the whole process wears me out a little bit. But just believe me, take this clip currently for the ball and just times that by 4 or more, and that's usually how long I spend on the ball. But yeah, then you go back to the gloves and the stretchy thing, and you do the exact same thing, only with the same intensity as before the ball, and then you still make it stand on the last pull, and that will usually be it for me for like the forearms for one segment of however many times I do that whole thing in a day. Usually once or twice a day on average, if I remember to. And by consistency, I can do it 2 to 4 times a day or more, if I'm actually not pushing myself and doing it for a very reason. So that's the forearm exercise as it has been since April 1st, 2023, and every other day that I've been doing this. And even when I forget to, being consistent with the discomfort of it is still good enough for itself. It doesn't have to be about gains. Oh, and one more thing. I'm going to show you the things on that one YouTube Shorts meme clip that I made on Crosswind. This is actually the soap I did. I didn't actually just throw it for nothing. I actually bought this soap for $7 and this for like $5 or $9. The pack of 2 of these. So that's how I shaved myself from all the videos you saw with the beard. I can bring that back over time maybe, but the shaving cream from Harry's, shaving gel from Harry's, and then the Sasquatch bourbon flavored bar soap, which is amazing. Lasts a week or longer if you make it count, or up to a week per bar for $7. But that's worth it because I love those bars. So, anyways, take care. We're gonna do one more clip about either claymation or power apps or not. If it's not either of those right now, which I'm pretty sure it won't be. Actually, what would I be missing if it wasn't those things? There's a bunch of multifaceted things I do the other day. Not every single day all together, but I'm getting there, or even legitimately. But this can actually do it because. What, do you just need to know I'm doing this thing? Well, this is worth mentioning. See this plant over here? The 2 dandelion stems going from the bottom over there? This is actually a dandelion sapling of 2. They grow into like 6 or more, and they're the remaining dandelion saplings or dandelion flowers that were growing from my planted collection. I didn't have to mention that. Here we go. It's they actually survived 2 or more of the flowers after planting a row of them into the whole pot. And I found that with the basil, at least, especially the basil, which did not last much longer anyways compared to dandelion, because dandelion's a freaking beast. But you could actually make it work with too much water, because if you don't water them enough, they don't grow anyways. But I found out more water for basil and dandelion was worth it necessary, because if you don't water them as much, it can easily suffer and didn't even not grow at all. Obviously, overwatering is not good either, so you have to measure it other ways. Or even bring them outdoors to replant them if you need to. But with these dandelions, I plan, if they can't grow any more than that, I'll try to make sure that, this is a good journey, by the way, this is a really invigorating journey, but it's like, you don't have to see it that I want to only have this grow into full size and mature and that. I can work with whatever happens, but I was gonna turn them into herbs or displays and all that shit, and replant them maybe outside if I want to, but if I have time for that. But yeah, this is a learning experience, and so is the rest of the journey. Stay still, everyone, because this summer is on the move, and it was mentioned a little bit in this video, this vlog style video. This is an actual real vlog number 6, by the way. And we, like I said, Cormano, May 21st. Look out for that. So that will be this on YouTube publicly and on Patreon for the early access to everyone else in public after the period is over of 34 days. And I'm going to continue looking into the Xanadu project on Ebooks. To study that shit. The next vlog, if there's a vlog number 7, will be about the math CDs I still have. Oh, some of you are gonna love this. Some of you remember this. It's like and some of the other books I have, as well as some of the other things I had in mind, and and then go from there. But yeah, take care, everyone. There's one more video I might make this week. It's up in the air where that'll be, but take care otherwise. Hope everyone's having a good day, and we'll see you in another 4+ videos for the next week, and how I explain other things I do in my life, whether they're invigorating or not, and even if they're hard, at least they made me a better person. I learned from them. Take care. Should I buy this for 20 more seconds of the cards? Outro. I don't know what the whistle. That was a nice picture though of myself just squeezing my lip like that. Like you kiss a girl. like you've I'm just kidding. I don't know. But let's make this as awkward as possible. Quick. Get the cashew one-handedly. Get the cashews. Get the food. Okay, hold on. The outro is long gone. I guess I just made the outro record anyways. Okay, whatever. I don't remember how to do this on mobile.